based on my experience as a book author, how to publish in a smart way, in a good way to publish a book. Because to publish a book is somehow very difficult, and a lot of challenges that we need to face from the beginning until the book published. If I could put the time frame, perhaps between 1 year until 2 years, and some of my book also more than 3 years. Okay, 4 years. Okay, to publish. Uh, of course, there are a lot of thing to do in the period from 1 to 4 years. But of course, I would like to share how you're going to publish in a smart way without to face some of the difficulties that I have faced before. Okay, this is some of my point for this program, discussion for this program. And what is reason to publish, why we need to publish. Of course, a lot of reason. Smart way to publish and book evaluation, or how evaluator or reviewer review our book. So we need to understand, because as an author, we need to understand how to publish, to write book, but also to understand the criteria. What are the criteria that the reviewer or the evaluator evaluate our books? Okay, for the introduction, okay, of course there are many excellent reasons to take the time to write and publish a book. Some perhaps because of the environment in the university, we need to publish a book. Okay, and of course the LMET reason we need to publish a book, or because of satisfaction also we publish a book, because having authored a book gives you instant credibility as an expert. Okay, one of the reason
Sorry Prof,
we
interrupt sekejap. Boleh share slideshow instead of ni.
tak ada sorry jap
Okay.
saya dah share ni, dia tak bergerak
Masih introduction. Di dalam slide cuma kalau boleh buat slideshow.
okay. Oh tak besar ya. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, boleh
Okay, good.
Okay, sorry about that.
Right.
Okay, so to publish a book, okay, we become the expert in our area. But if we publish more than one book, okay, multiple books, now will be not as a level of novice, but someone who will be referred to, and perhaps people or the reader remember your name. So, for instance, Islamic banking, and then the reader might or will always remember your name because you write a lot in that area. So, to publish a book, lot of reason, okay, and perhaps we publish not because of royalty per se, okay, but to accomplish one of our job as a academician, to publish not only in books but also in other types of manuscript articles in journal as well. But a book per se is what we call one way to contribute our knowledge, okay, beside become a lecturer, teach in the class, but also to publish, and then a lot of our knowledge also can be disseminated through writing in our books. Okay, so sharing and spreading knowledge is a part of dawah. That's a very important point here, and then it's considered as a sadaqah or charity that all of us should should try to publish in order to disseminate, to contribute our knowledge. Okay, I would like to mention here a hadith from the Prophet Muhammad SAW reported by Abu Hurairah. Iza mata al-insan, when a person dies, in qata amalahu illa min thalath. His deeds are cut off except for three. Sadaqah jariyah, continuing charity, or some of the Muslim scholar define it as a waqaf, endowment. Wa ilmu yuntafa'u bih, knowledge that others benefited from. inclusive in writing, so writing a book. Okay. And of course, waladun salih yad'ulah, and a righteous son who supplicate or doa for him. So this hadith is taken from Jami' at-Tirmizi 1376. So beside publish to get career development, career enhancement for the LMPT, for self-satisfaction, but the most important thing is as a one way to share our knowledge, okay, and it's considered as a sadaqah as well, okay. So these are very important as an academician to share our knowledge, not only in the class but also through publication of a book, okay. So these are some of the reasons. There are lots of course, there are a lot of reasons to publish a book. So I mentioned some of the reasons why we need to publish, share information, of course. Writing book, we can share our information, especially on the specialized topic. Okay, we have expertise in one area, so we should share the expertise. Okay, because if we do not publish, and then the knowledge is still here in our mind, but no one can benefit that knowledge or that specialization we have. So we need to publish in order that our knowledge can be understood, can be shared. Other people's and other people as well can share that knowledge limitless, without any time frame until the end, until we die. Okay, so publication writing is one way to share our information, to share our expertise, to share our specialization, to share our knowledge, not only to public, but also to our student, to the next generation, of course. And number two is to make a valuable contribution to your work. Okay. Chances are, if you are passionate about certain subject, other people are too. So a lot of people outside there would like to know the knowledge, the expertise, perhaps the skill we have. And then one way to make sure that that knowledge will be shared or will be understood by others also through the publication of book. And then establish yourself as an expert on the topic. Okay. People will give more value to your expertise, and they know that you are expert because author is authority. When you publish a lot of book, people will refer to you. Okay, and then that's one way to establish yourself as an expert in that particular niche or area or subject matter. Okay. Okay, this thought or thinking that some of us perhaps what we call before publishing, some of the question that you yourself or the author have in mind. Okay, who am I to write a book? Okay, these are some of the questions that somehow demotivated most of us to write a book because we consider we are not expert. Okay, my message is very generic. Many people write on the same topic. Okay, a lot of people write the same topic. So why I'm going to publish to write a book that's similar topic? Okay, my message is not valuable enough. Okay, these are some of the what we call question that we might ask ourselves. Okay, I'm not qualified enough to write on this topic. Okay, I don't know how to organize my thought for a book. I don't know how to find enough content for a book. I'm not good in language. I'm not a writer. Okay, I don't have enough time to write a book. So everyone busy. Okay, so we don't have the time to write a book. Okay, so this is a question that actually we no need to care much. Okay, just disregard all this question, this thought. What we need to do is to understand that through writing, to publish it, through publication, we can share perhaps some of or little of our understanding or knowledge in certain area. That's the good or the fundamental, what we call the important point, okay, to highlight, not to regard all of these questions that might hinder or might demotivate us to publish a book. Okay. Okay, this is how smart way to publish book. Okay. Number one is know how you want to publish. Okay. Modern authors have many publishing routes from which to choose. Okay, there's no one right way to publish a book. Okay, if you publish more than one book, more than 10 books, more than 20 books, actually there's different way to publish a book. Depends on the type of books. Okay, we have a research book, we have the uh, academic book, we have a semi-academic, we have a public uh, types of book, okay, for the public. So there's different way of, but you need to understand how the book will be published at the end of the day. Okay, before you proceed, you need to decide. This is an important point. You need to decide: do you want to self-publish or traditionally publish? Self-publish, you have become a own publisher. Of course, in the academic or university environment, of course, we need to publish traditionally. And then we need to ask also the question: if the latter, traditionally published, do you want to go through a small press or larger publisher? Okay, we have small press, small publisher, and also we have large publisher with some of the pros and cons. Okay, uh, for small press publishing, of course, small team to work with you more closely, faster production than with major publisher. Maybe best if you are writing for a niche audience. Okay, but disadvantage is less control and lower royalties. Okay, because small companies, small publishing companies, lower royalties than publishing a book alone. And for big five or larger company, or in Malaysia, we can say that publication from through a university press. Okay, every university has their own university press. Okay, uh, recognized by the MAPIM. And also we have Dewan Bahasa and Pustaka, of course. And some of the university press also recognized by the WS. So that's one of the advantage of publishing in the larger press company. Okay, establish creative team behind you, distribution to physical stores, more mainstream publicity and internet prestige. Okay, of course, if you can publish in big company, okay, big press company, of course, very prestige for you. Minimal creative control, long publishing time. This is not good reason, okay, because take long time okay, to publish, between 1 to 2 years or even more than 2 years. Okay, much lower royalties, 5 to 15% for print books. Okay, see, these are some of the pros and cons to publish, either small press publishing uh, and also for a larger uh, press company. Okay. Number two is edit your book thoroughly. Okay. The greatest gift any author can give their manuscript is a true thorough edit. Okay. So we need to edit. Of course, we cannot submit our unedited manuscript. Lot of typo, lot of no standardization of the format, difficult to understand, sentence not complete. We cannot just publish in that format, but we need to edit our book ourselves thoroughly until that we satisfy. Okay, perhaps we can read and edit many times. Okay, print in the first place. Okay, check again and reprint to check before we submit to the publisher. Okay. And then number three, get feedback from others. This if we have the opportunity to get feedback from the others, from other experts in the field, then we can get their advice from. Then we can improve our manuscript. Okay, because if not, we need to hire, of course, the editor, English editing, format editor, and so on. But if we publish through university press, of course, all the editor, English editing will be covered by the press itself. Okay, so we don't need to think about the editor, English editing, so on. But still, we need to edit the books to make sure that the format, in order, format, the standardization of the book is in order before we submit to the press. Okay, number 4, choose an unforgettable title. So keep short. Okay, that the reader easy to understand, easy to remember, easy to understand. Okay, do not copy anyone too closely. Of course, in some area that a lot of books have been published in that particular area, but we need to try not to have similar topic that confusing, okay, the reader. So try to have the unique title, easy to remember the title, okay. And then number 5, format your book professionally. Okay, this is a very crucial process to format, to make sure that everything in order. Okay, you are ready to format. If all have been fully published, polished, you are ready to format your book with chapter, heading. Okay, I will share some of the format, okay, the content of the book. Okay, so but you need to format your book professionally. If you have the enough money, and then you can send for the professional editor to edit the book, to make sure that English, the sentence, everything, or in Bahasa Melayu, or in whatever language, Arabic, fully look, or what we call presented professionally. Okay. Okay, choosing a publisher. These are some of the questions that we need to ask ourselves before we submit to any publisher. Does the publisher have a reputation for publishing high quality academic works? Don't just simply submit to what we call any viable publisher. Some publishers are considered as the scam also, publisher scam. Okay, because when you submit the manuscript, they will accept without any adjustment, without any review process. There's also scammer in the publishing. Okay. Do you and your colleague reads and cite books published by this publisher? This is what we call the reputation also of the publisher. Okay. What is the publisher selection process? Okay. How the publisher, we need to understand how the publisher process the manuscript before publication. Okay. Is there a peer review process? Will your manuscript be sent out to reviewers? Okay. Some of the publisher might send to two reviewers. Okay. But usually one reviewer is acceptable. Okay. Will your book professionally edited? If so, what are the credentials of the editor? Okay, these are some of the questions that we need to ask. We need to understand the process, the flow, before we choose a publisher to submit our manuscript. Okay. Will you receive royalties and how? Okay. How to get royalties after publication and how much? Okay. We need to know also. Are subsequent edition of book regularly published by this publisher? This is important to make sure that perhaps you publish in this year, edition 1, and then continue with edition 2, 3 to update the content, data, and so on. Okay. Are books published by this publisher regularly purchased by academic libraries worldwide? So this is a question that we need to ask. Okay, in order to make sure that the publisher is what we call recognized by world libraries. Okay. Are books published by this publisher indexed by reputable bibliographic database and easily discovered? Okay, will the publication add value to your career? This is also important. If you publish small publisher and then nothing add value to your career path as an academic, so try not to publish in that particular publisher, because it will not help your career development. Instead, will tarnish your image as the academician when you publish with a scammers publisher, for instance. Okay, we go to the little bit about evaluation. So previously we look at the perspective as the author of the book. Okay, now I like to switch, okay, the mind now to as the evaluator or the reviewer of the books. This is very important because when we understand the criteria for the acceptance of the manuscript, and then easy for us, okay, to fulfill all these criteria, and then our manuscript will be accepted for publication. Okay, these are some of the questions. Okay, does the title indicate that the book is too specific or not specific enough? Okay, what audience is the book directed towards? Does the book address a topic from a certain time frame and or geographical area? Some of the book publisher will not consider if we put certain time frame, okay, from 1990 until 1920, okay, or specific to specific area, certain topic in Kedah, okay. So the book must be what we call not to limit to the specific area or geographical area, okay. What sources did the author use? Okay, is valid primary sources. Okay, is the information current and up to date? This is some of the questions that we need to ask ourselves as an author. Okay, okay, I will share some of the evaluation form that reviewer always do the evaluation. Okay, for the textbook. Okay, this one is for textbook. Okay, some of the question is textbook provide a useful table of content, glossary, and index. So we need to make sure that we have the table of contents in our manuscript, glossary, and also index. Okay, and then the evaluator, of course, will take the appropriate or the suitable section. Okay, is it fully evident or mostly evident or partially evident or little or no evidence? Layout is consistent and chapters are arranged logically. Okay, chapters contain clear and comprehensive introductions and summaries. Okay, textbook contain references, bibliography, and resources. Information is accurate and current. That's very important, because if the data given is not current or outdated, so of course that manuscript is not what we call not give good marks, okay? good perspective or image from the perspective of the evaluator or reviewer. Reading level is appropriate for age or grade. Size and format of print is appropriate. Format is visually appealing, interesting. That's very important. Okay. Okay, this is another example. The evaluation process by the evaluator. Does the content adequately cover requirements? Okay, and then the evaluator will take either excellent, good, average, weak, or unsatisfactory. Topics and concept presented in sufficient detail. Does the sequencing of topics in the text match that of the syllabus? If this you are going to publish textbook, okay, is it the textbook follow the syllabus or the content of the course online? Okay, do exercise and activities help to reinforce skill and attitude stock? Okay, do exercises and activities help to extend and evaluate knowledge? Are there sufficient practices, exercise, activities, and project on this for textbook, okay, or module? Okay, there's some of the questions we need to fulfill. Okay, are there sufficient assessment and evaluation assignment? Okay, the question make connection between the learned content allow the reader to reflect on main ideas and extend critical thinking about past and future events. Writing is descriptive and thought-provoking and foster visualization, sparking the reader's imagination. This is some of the questions for publication of the textbook. Okay, this is another example. Okay, alignment with course objective and learning outcome. Okay, textbook focus on concept and application rather than memorization of procedures. Okay, the book's chapters are laid out in a systematic and logical sequence with an excellent constructive approach to teaching and learning from a variety of perspectives. The content of the chapters is organized in a way that themes are logically sequenced and connected in a way that provide level for student understanding. This is some of the question that we need to fulfill before we publish a textbook. Okay, this is also another example, but this one is more simplified evaluation process. Just put yes or no. Okay, do the text used in the book provide suitable rough written input for the pupils? Okay, yes or no. Are the material appropriate to the culture and background of the book? Okay, yes or no. And then the comment. Okay, and also the language practice. Okay, this example from UC Press. Actually, there are a lot of questions, but I just like to highlight only 5 questions. Okay, is this manuscript an authentic work? Yes or no? Okay, does this manuscript clearly reflect the content? Yes or no? Does this manuscript contain a clear explanation? Yes or no? Okay, are you satisfied with the presentation of the manuscript? Yes or no? Okay, are the method used is suitable in order to get an exact and reliable data? Yes or no? And then after the end part of the form, of course, the decision either to publish with minor correction or major correction, or reject the manuscript. Okay. Okay, this some example of the designing of the book contents. Okay, one of my subject. Okay, Islamic financial institution and market is a topic in the course outline. Okay, overview of Islamic economics, Islamic financial system, Sharia principle for Islamic financial market, Islamic banking operation 1, deposit, Islamic banking operation 2 for financing, okay, Islamic banking social economic impact, Islamic capital market 1, bonds, and Islamic capital market 2, equities, Takaful, theory, practice, and issue, other financial institution. Okay, this is the topic in the course online. So this is how I designed the book and the content of the book. So the course title is Islamic Financial Institution and Market. The title of the book is The Fundamentals of Islamic Financial Institution and Market. Okay. For topic overview of Islamic economics, so I change a little bit the title or the topic or the chapter, overview of Islamic economics in Islamic financial system. Islamic financial system, okay, become the Islamic financial system. Sharia principle for Islamic financial market. So I put principle in Islamic financial market. For Islamic banking operation 1 and 2, deposit and financing, I combine both topic, become deposit and financing operation of Islamic financial institution. Islamic banking and social economic impacts become the social economics impacts of Islamic financial institution. For ICM, bond, ICM1, bonds, I put the sukuk and bonds, okay, for Islamic sukuk and bond for the conventional, and for equities, Islamic equities and fund. And then our topic, last topic is Takaful, theory, practice, and issue. I put 1 to become a 1 chapter, okay, theory and practice of Takaful Islamic insurance, and the last chapter is other Islamic financial institution. So you need to little bit adjust from the content of of the subject. Okay, so these are the book, okay, the fundamentals of Islamic financial institution and market, okay, published by the Yusin Press, 194 pages in 2016. The price is only 30 ringgit. So our student can buy this only one for one book, okay, because we understand that in our institution, we promote the integration of Naqli and Aqli. Of course, from the conventional perspective, we have the financial institution and financial market books a lot in the market. But from the perspective of Islamic, there's very limited books on that area. So publisher book not only to help our student, but to enhance our university philosophy to integrate the Naqli and also Aqli. So instead of buying a lot of books, conventional Islamic, so the student now can only buy only one book with price 30 ringgit, can cover the content of the subject. Okay, it also help our student not to buy a lot of books. Okay, because different perspective, Islamic and also conventional. Okay, this is another example. That one for postgraduate and this one for undergraduate, Islamic banking principle and practices. This is the content of the subject. Okay, so now the title of the course is the principle and practices of Islamic banking. Okay, prinsip and amalan perbankan Islam, and then the title of the book becomes A Comprehension of Islamic Banking Principle and Operation. Okay, so topic number Islamic banking overview. So actually to overview of Islamic banking, same. Okay, deposit facilities. I put deposit facilities in Islamic banking. Financing facilities cover consumer, home finance, personal finance. Okay, so I put financing facilities in Islamic banking. Just put bracket there. Home, personal, vehicle, and credit card. Okay, and then financing facility for commercial and trade. Altogether 4 chapters, but become only 2 chapters. Okay, financing facility in Islamic banking, commercial and trade. So we need to combine the chapter. Okay, and then capital and money market product not included in the books because Corporation of Islamic Banking focus more on Islamic banking rather than capital and money market instrument. And the risk management for Islamic banking, same title, same chapter in the book, risk management for Islamic banking. And then regulatory framework and institution for Islamic banking change a little bit to the Sharia regulatory framework and governance of Islamic banking. So I put the governance of Islamic banking. And then another topic is regulatory bodies in Islamic banking. So from the one particular topic in the course outline become 2 chapters in the books. Okay, and then product development of Islamic banking, same topic to the chapter. Okay, product development of Islamic banking. Marketing issues of Islamic banking become marketing of Islamic banking products. So that's how we're going to change, to combine the topic in the course outline become a chapter or topic in the books. Okay, so these are the book last year 2020, 179 pages, 36 ringgit. Okay, okay, this is a content. This is a example of the content actually. The content, and start with the preface, acronyms, introduction, and then chapter 1. Okay, we have introduction for and also conclusion for each chapter. Chapter 2, okay, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6, until chapter 9, and then followed by the references. Okay, at the end of the section, and by biodata of the author, and also the index of the books. Okay, this is a blurb or synopsis of the books, usually at the end of the back cover of the book. Okay. Okay, another one is I'd like to share is research book. Okay, Islamic Agrofinancing in Islamic Banking Institution. Okay, this is a research book that published based on the research grant. Okay, Yusin grant actually. 50,000. Okay, research grant. Developing a Sharia compliant or financing model for agro initiative in Islamic banking institution. So the title of the book, Islamic agro financing in Islamic banking institution. Okay, more general title of the book. Okay, so all the finding, all the articles from this research grant combined together and to make become a book. Okay, a research book. Okay. Okay, this is a content, okay, of the book. Okay, preface, introduction, chapter 1, introduction to agriculture, chapter 2, risk in agriculture and financing in Islamic banking institution, chapter 3, Islamic contract for agriculture financing. So the title must reflect the book publication. Okay, chapter 4, a new proposed model of Islamic agro financing Islamic banking institution, and chapter 5, the way forward. Okay, and then after that, the references, biodata of the authors and index. Okay, this the normal way of or the normal content of the book publication. Okay, and lastly, I would like to share some of the what we call sharing by the RIMC. Okay, how to turn a research book research into a book that sells. Okay, what is a research book? A scientific book which is systematically written based on facts and the result of a research and analyzed critically through rational argument. Okay, the structure of a research book is very close to the framework of a research report. Okay, the book preserves scientific language, extensive technical terms and jargons, extensive citation and references, and supported by illustrative material. So we have a lot of choice, either to publish a research book based on our research fund, or to publish the textbook, okay, or what we call general book or reference book for our student. Okay, so we can choose both or try to publish both. Okay, because both have a different objective and also readers. Okay, but for the royalty, of course, publication textbook, inshallah we'll get more royalties because our student themselves will buy the book. But for research book, of course, limited readers in that particular book, except for those who are interested in that particular research area, and then they will buy the book. Okay. Okay, we go last to the conclusion. Okay. Publishing a book might seem even more daunting than writing one. Okay, we want to publish, but to write is a very difficult task as well. But with the right guidance, all is possible. Okay, nothing impossible. Okay, to publish a book is not something impossible, but possible to everyone. Okay, to publish your book, you have to make sure it is in the best possible shape. Okay, the format, the edited form of the book before you take it to the publisher. Okay, because when we submit the manuscript, the publisher, the person or the staff or publisher will go through your manuscript before they decide whether to accept for the next process or to reject the book. Okay, in the journal process of journal publication is what we call test reject, and somehow the editor of the chief editor of the journal may reject before the process of a review. So it's also happened in book publication. If the publisher think that your manuscript is not good, okay, then he or she will reject before process of review the manuscript. Okay, publishing your book will take a lot of research, perseverance, and patience. Of course, the patient. Okay, but it will be worth it to see your work in print. But once you have published the book, okay, satisfaction. You can get the satisfaction because the book published based on the, you know, a lot of works, okay, a lot of patience to publish that particular books. Okay. Okay, now you have to learn how to publish a book, and then time to take action. Okay, try to publish the book. Okay, and inshallah, when you understand the process, everything, actually the step closer to your goals and dreams to publish a book. Okay, but of course, the publication of book is somehow different perspective, social science lecturer or academic from the science perspective. Really science, they publish a lot in article, okay? But social science, Islamic studies stream, okay? They publish more books rather than article in journal, okay? Through writing and publishing, your creation is documented for references of your own generation and also the next generation, okay? The reader will always remember you, remember your name as the expert in that particular field. Okay, and if it is good enough, you can even earn the unit right and recognition to your work as the first prominent in the field. Your image, your reputation as the academic, as the writer, will enhance your future career development in the future. So that's all from my side, sharing this smart way how to publish in books. And I welcome any question and also sharing. If any of you would like to share your experience through the book publication, and I would like to hear and also welcome the sharing. Okay, thanks, Dr. Sadia. Back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Prof, for your sharing. A lot we have learned today tentang publishing. Jadi kita buka kepada question and answer session kalau ada untuk bertanyakan terus kepada Profesor. Dan di ruangan chat saya ada sharekan link untuk kehadiran pada petang ni. Jadi just like what Prof has mentioned, if there's anybody who like to ask question or perhaps share their experience in terms of publishing. Okay. Okay, Prof, perhaps I can start first. You mentioned about research book just now. Boleh explain a bit because I think it's quite new because dia based on research. Jadi macam mana pula publication dalam journal article, is it 100% purely from the research ataupun ada separuh journal article dan buku?
Okay, thanks for the question. So untuk biasanya grant kita akan publish in the conference kan conference. Tapi of course lah conference pun kita kena pilih juga. The good one lah kita tak boleh nak just participate in conference yang biasa-biasa lah conference yang organized by university biasa-biasanya akan tinggilah prestige dia. Dan juga kerana biasanya memang ataupun one of the requirement is to publish in the journal lah. Sekarang ni even FRGS pun kena publish dalam WS one of the article kena publish. Dulu tak ada. Sekarang ni yang baru dapat ni tengok dia punya requirement pun semakin tinggi. Yang mungkin tahun ni 2021 ni dia kena publish juga dalam journal yang berimpak tu. Itu satu sebahagian lah. Tapi when it come to the publication of research book, kita tidak boleh ambil semua lah kan. Yang dah publish itu dah jadi copyright of the journal. So kita ambil beberapa aspek yang sebab ini dah jadi kalau journal artikel biasanya the reader ataupun audience adalah expert dalam bidang itu kan. So dia punya wording, dia punya ayat, dia punya sentence apa semua tu berbeza lah. Tetapi when it come to book publication, dia punya ayat tune tu dia tidak terlalu akademik sangat kan. So untuk public biasa pun even can read the book, boleh and able to understand the content of the research book. Kita tak boleh tinggi sangat macam level sangat, dan tidak boleh kita nak cerita sangat detail tentang apa ni method yang kita guna tu kan. Kita mungkin ada specific method apa yang kita gunakan dalam research itu. Jadi tak perlu kita explain, tapi kita hanya melihat kepada perspektif finding yang boleh dikongsi, yang boleh di-apply oleh public. Kan? So dia berbeza tu, perspektif tu. Readers tu berbeza. Kalau artikel jurnal tu kan publish dalam WS ataupun Scopus dan sebagainya, editor baca kan, reviewer baca, lepas tu expert-expert lah yang baca kan, researcher tu. So dia punya ayat, dia punya sharing tu pun lain lah, berbeza dia punya apa ni finding yang kita nak share, analyze tu. Tapi dalam books, research book ni dia tidaklah secara detail itu sebab yang dia punya niatnya adalah untuk public. Readersnya adalah public yang tidak perlu faham secara detail dia punya method dan sebagainya, tetapi secara umum yang dapat boleh digunakan oleh public. Itu sedikit perbezaan lah between publish in the article dan juga publish dalam jurnal. So dia punya topik apa ni lebih general kan. Setiap chapter tu mungkin dia punya tajuk tu, kalau saya bagi contoh ni kan, lebih general kan. Introduction to Agriculture. Umum macam tu kan. Yang kita dapat maklumat, kita tambah daripada pelbagai aspek, bukan saja daripada artikel ataupun conference paper yang dah publish tu. Risk in Agriculture and Financing Islamic Banking Institution. Dia lebih umum kan, lebih general. Jadi orang baca pun orang tak takut kan. Orang tidak rasa ini terlalu spesifik ni, orang tentu je bilang. Jadi orang umum pun boleh baca. And the Islamic Contract for Agricultural Financing, jadi umum kan. Jadi dia punya and then ni dia punya finding lah kan. Kalau report of apa ni tu kita akan letaklah finding, analysis of finding. Tapi ni kita kata a new proposed model of Islamic agro-financing in Islamic banking institution. Ini yang public nak tengok ni kan, mungkin bank ke ataupun practitioner yang nak tengok apakah model yang dia propose daripada finding daripada research tersebut. Okay, and then chapter 5 ni saya letak the way forward lah kan. Lepas ni apa lagi, mungkin di industri tu dia tidak apply lagi benda tu, mungkin apa alasannya. Jadi kita letak di situ supaya finding ini kita buat hanya setakat itu, tapi ada lagi ke perkara yang selepas ini yang mungkin perlu dimasukkan lah. So maksudnya dari segi publication buku ni dia berbeza sikit lah dari segi dia punya content itu dengan publication dalam jurnal artikel kan. So dia punya tu lebih luas lah, dia punya readers tu lebih luas dan dapat lebih bermanfaat daripada yang kita publish dalam WS kan. WS ni kalau macam Yusuf ni tidak tak subscribe, so kita pun tak boleh baca kan. Artikel yang kita publish sendiri pun kita pun nak baca, kita kena beli kan. Kan itu ini macam bisnes sikit lah Tapi kalau buku ini adalah untuk public baca kan, student PhD ke public ke, dia baca tu lebih dia punya ayat-ayat digunakan tu lebih tidaklah santai sangat dia semi akademik. Analisisnya pun tidak sedalam dalam artikel tu lah, yang orang tentu saja boleh faham. Ini secara umumnya orang boleh baca, orang boleh faham. Itu sedikit perbezaan lah. Okay.
Alright, terima kasih. Interesting sebab belum lagi try untuk research ni. Jadi saya buka kepada rakan-rakan yang lain kalau ada yang nak bertanya ataupun nak share experience masing-masing dalam publication of book ni.
Okay, mungkin saya boleh tambah sikit lagi Yang research book ni juga mungkin salah satunya adalah dari segi artikel-artikel yang kita publish tu. Mungkin kita kena updatekan sikit kan, jadikan dia punya content tu lebih bentuk buku kan. Dia tak adalah abstract apa semua tu kan. Dia jadi introduction, dia punya content tu kita cuba ayat tu lebih mudah orang faham, dan kita boleh compile juga artikel-artikel tersebut. Kena convert lah Dia bukan ambil sebiji daripada tu. Tapi ada juga publication book yang ambil sebiji tu ada juga, kita tengok kan. Tapi eloknya kita kata sebab dia punya readers tu, buku tu dia berbeza tahap dia punya understanding tu. Jadi kan orang practitioner ataupun industry player dia tak faham pun detail method tu semua. Mereka pun tak payah faham lah kan. Jadi kita bagi dia punya finding secara umum saja. Itu cara kita nak buat lah. Sebenarnya boleh saja convert kan daripada conference paper yang kita publish kan, artikel yang kita publish tu, tapi tidak boleh ambil sebiji lah. sebab itu dia jadi copyright of the journal kan ataupun conference tu. Jadi itu pun nanti ada isu lain pula lah. Kan, tapi kita kena pandai lah tu adjust jadi berbentuk buku yang boleh dibaca oleh ramai orang, yang boleh difaham oleh ramai orang. Okay, dan in fact kita ada skim lah di USIM ni, kita ada skim research book publication ni, dan skim ni nampaknya tidak ramai sangat yang gunakan. In fact daripada fan pun tak ramai. So peluang ni boleh digunakan. Skim ni akan maknanya dari segi kita hantar manuskrip tu yang kita siap tu akan diproses, penilaiannya, lantik penilaiannya, lepas tu lepas dapat komen from the reviewer tu kita akan betulkan kan, dan lepas tu and then dia akan kembali kepada penilai asal tu untuk tengok adakah kita ni telah buat correction sebagaimana yang telah dicadangkan. If okay, semua kita dah fulfill, kita dah buat correction sebagaimana komen daripada penilai tu, maka dia akan proses editing akhir kan. Yang itu semua tu proses tu dibuat oleh USIM Press lah maksudnya kan. So maknanya kita tak perlu keluar duit apa-apa. Sebab mungkin ada setengah orang faham bahawa kita nak publish buku ni keluar duit. Tak ada tak perlu keluar duit. Jadi semuanya akan dibuat, English editing dan sebagainya akan dibuat juga nanti . Jadi kita jangan risau sangat English kita tak apa-apa, tapi janganlah teruk sangat English sampai orang tak faham, tu tak boleh lah. English yang kita kata yang akan dibetulkan sebab ada nanti akan edit kita punya English. So kita hantar manuskrip saja dan prosesnya kita tak keluar duit apa-apa, dan in fact nanti kalau dapat royalty, dapatlah royalty nanti kan. Itu di USIM lah. Tapi ada setengah penerbit tu memang dibagi. Once kita publish dia terus bagi duit. Ada juga bagi insentif ataupun dia bagi dalam bentuk royalty yang advance tu ada juga. Dia tengoklah publisher tu. Okey.
Okey, ada yang ingin bertanya? Kita masih ada masa. Okey, kalau tak ada kan Prof, tak apalah. Ramai juga yang sebenarnya nak bertanya.
Okay.
Secret dia, Prof busy, bukannya duduk untuk publish sahaja, ada lagi admin role dan juga banyak lagi tugas-tugas lain. Mungkin boleh share lah bagaimana nak membahagikan masa untuk menulis ni. Sebab yelah banyak sangat limitation. Betul ada tadi ada Prof cerita tentang apa motivation kita ataupun reason kenapa kita nak publish kan. Tapi mungkin from the secret that you never actually share with anybody, dan perhaps petang ni nak share dengan semualah di FAM ni especially.
Okay, yang pertamanya niat kita kot. Saya kata intention kita publish tu apa dia. Kalau intention kita publish sebab kenaikan pangkat Profesor Maya dulu syarat dulu kena ada satu buku. Jadi kita pun buat. Kalau itu kita punya intention tu agak sukar lah kan. Kita nak ni. Tapi kalau intention kita tadi, kalau kita nak share knowledge, kita nak bantu pelajar kita kan, yang terpaksa cari banyak buku ni. Contohnya kalau nak conventional banking, dia terpaksa baca dan beli buku daripada yang mahal daripada barat tu. Dan nak cari pula Islamik pula, lain pula buku kena baca. Jadi kalau niat kita itu untuk membantu untuk integrate nakli akli. Sebab kita saja universiti di dunia ni saya boleh katakan yang promote the integration of nakli akli. Universiti lain tak ada. Kan? Dia orang tak kisah. Dia boleh ambil je apa-apa. Tapi kita ni kita integrate akli nakli, dan kita nak jadi pensyarah yang betul-betul orang kata berwibawa dalam bidang kita itu di Universiti USIM ni. Maka kita tak ada pilihan lain kecuali kita kena produce lah, at least kita punya sendiri. Kan dalam course outline tu kita punya buku sendiri. Mungkin kita tak boleh buat seorang, kita kena buat 2-3 orang. Kan, for the start kan. Tapi kita kena ada usaha tu. Niat itu untuk membantu pelajar, untuk membantu universiti ni untuk merancakkan dari segi salah satu dari segi contribution of the knowledge, advancement of knowledge ni melalui publication. Dari segi masa tu saya fikir semua orang ada limitasi kan, tapi dia kena passionate tu kena ada kan. Kalau kita tak ada passion, susah publish buku ni. Nak fikir tajuk pun susah kan, betul tak? Sama nak tulis artikel ke, nak tulis conference paper ke, nak tulis buku, nak fikir tajuk pun dah complicated. Tapi caranya adalah kita membaca lah kan, kita baca buku orang, kita akan dapat idea. Kan kita nak tulis tesis tak ada idea, so kita bacalah tesis orang. Kan kalau student saya masa suruh banyak baca kan, nak buat PhD tu at least baca 50 tesis in the area, kan you nampak. Itu cara lah kita boleh nampak cara macam mana penulisan tu. Tapi dari segi masa tu kita kata kena arrange betul-betul lah. Kan? Kalau tak arrange maksudnya dia rugilah masa tu. Sebab masa ni dia berjalan. Kan? So masa ni kena set betul-betul lah. Kalau saya dulu dari pagi saya datang lah office kan. Pada pagi sampai petang kan. Jadi benda-benda tu kena betul-betul arrange betul lah masa. Kena ada macam PhD juga kan. Kalau kita tak arrange betul masa tu, dia akan hanya macam itulah. Dia kena tulis kan. Dan menulis ni jangan berhenti. Saya menulis ni masa saya PhD tu, saya telah convert PhD saya tu ke buku kan, satu buku iaitu UTM Press yang publish Skudai kan. Sampai sekarang continue kan. Dah berapa tahun ni, hampir 10 tahun, 11 tahun ni. Jangan berhenti. Kalau kita berhenti menulis, kita rasa seronok, nak start balik memang tak jadilah. So maksudnya kita kena sentiasa asah kan. Kalau kita publish artikel je terus publish, terus menulis kan. Dan cari orang-orang yang rajin menulis lah kan. Kita kena berkawan dengan orang-orang yang suka menulis kan. Kalau kita berkawan orang yang tak suka menulis jadi susah juga kan. Jadi balik kepada intention kita, niat kita dan juga objektif kita menulis. Kalau kita menulis tu niat kita tu baik, mungkin akan dipermudahkan lah usaha tu kan. Of course menulis susah ni. Orang dulu lagi masa mula-mula tu publish buku 2 orang penilai, lagi complicated. Yang tu kata A, yang ni kata B. Saya nak ikut mana pun susah kan. Kita nak betulkan buku kita tu. Sebab penilai buku ni pun dia kena faham juga dia punya proses tu. Tak macam kita menilai tesis kan. Dan tak macam kita menilai artikel jurnal. Dia menilai buku ni dia berbeza. Kalau jurnal tu ataupun tesis kita akan tulis citation banyak kan. Menunjukkan bahawa kita ni telah merujuk, membaca, menyelidik banyak penyelidikan orang lain ataupun penerbitan orang lain. Tapi kalau buku ni kita nak menganggap bahawa kita ni expert. Jadi janganlah terlalu banyak citation kan. Citation tak boleh terlalu banyak. Jadi kita nak menunjukkan diri kita sebagai expert dalam bidang ni. Jadi sebenarnya dia kembali kepada niat kita lah. Niat kita ni apa, intention kita. Mungkin mula-mula tak berapa ni, tapi kalau dah publish banyak, jadi seronok publish ni. Kalau tak publish jadi tak seronok kan. Kalau tak publish apa-apa tahun ni rasa macam tak ada apa, tak seronok kan. Jadi kita kena letakkan berdaya lah. Kena mendidik diri kita ni betul-betul lah. Kalau tidak nanti dia akan rugilah 10 tahun kita kerja sebagai ahli akademik tak ada apa pun kita buat. Nanti orang akan tengok juga tu kan. Jadi supaya kita ni kena carilah masa tu. Masa tu memang ada. Kadang-kadang Sabtu Ahad pun kan kita gunakan masa. Kadang-kadang malam kita nak betulkan balik kan. Editor kata nak publish ni kena betulkan balik. Kita kena baca balik kan. Jadi kita spend banyak masa juga. Tapi kena passion lah. Kena buat sesuatu tu betul-betul passion. Supaya kita kalau dah rasa selesa tak publish, jadi rugi juga sebagai ahli akademik dah kan. Sebabnya niatnya betul adalah untuk kita share knowledge tu kan. Dan biasa saya jumpa orang pun kenal saya, dia tak kenal saya jumpa kan. Apabila saya sebut nama saya, orang baru dia boleh tahu kan. Dia kenal melalui Google Scholar ke apa saya tak tahulah, tapi dia kenal kita kan. Dia pun kata ni prolific writer kan. Saya pun terkejut juga kan, mana dia kenal, tapi dia boleh tahu kan melalui tulisan kita. Sebenarnya apa yang kita tulis tu sebenarnya orang baca. Kita rasa tak ada orang baca kan, tapi sebenarnya orang baca, ada orang cite kan. Tapi of course lah somehow ada juga yang tak mau cite kan, tak mau sebut. Walaupun kita yang tulis benda tu dia tak nak sebut, tapi kebanyakan orang akan sebut lah. Jadi dia ada satisfaction juga kat situ sebenarnya kan. Satisfaction at the end, satisfaction kita contribute kepada kepada akademik, kepada knowledge ni. Sebab kita ni telah ditakdirkan jadi ahli akademik. Kita ada pilihan lah kan. Ahli akademik kerjanya itulah mengajar, menulis, buat research kan, pentadbiran. Itu memang kerja kita. Jadi kita telah ditakdirkan itu. So kita terimalah takdir itu dengan sebaik-baiknya, dengan lapang dada, dan kita berusaha menjadi orang yang ahli akademik yang betul lah. Supaya kita tak tak rugilah. At the end tu nanti sampai pension tak ada apa kita buat kan. Rugi juga kan. Sebab buku dia kekal sampai bila-bila kan. Royalty tu sampai kita mati pun masih dapat royalty tu kan. Jadi itulah kita rasa benda itulah. Walaupun kita sibuk dengan benda lain, kita kena setkan masa. Kalau kata 2 jam sehari untuk menulis, itu pun dah bagus. Kan? Mungkin kita busy hari ni kita buat. Kadang-kadang saya tulis tu kadang kita busy kan. Kita sempat satu paragraf lah. Kita save lah. Esok kita sambung lagi. Jangan kita skip terus. Kalau kita skip, sebab idea tu dia akan berubah dan lama-lama dia akan jadi kita malas lah nak buat. Jadi kita kena terus continue lah. Kan? Dia macam exercise juga menulis ni. Selalu exercise, badan kita pun semakin ni kan. Jadi macam tu lah. Otak pun begitu, fikiran kita kan selalu kita guna otak itu semakin lama tu semakin dia semakin jadi kuat. Dan menulis pun macam tu, semakin banyak kita menulis, kita akan semakin mudah menulis kan. Jadi tak perlu banyak ni lah. Tapi of course lah mula-mula tu try and error lah kan. Tapi itulah hasratnya. Dan supaya kita ni jadi ahli akademik yang betul-betul ni lah. Okay, dapat beri manfaat kepada orang lain kan. Berdasarkan hadis tadi lah. Kan 3 perkara yang tidak akan rugi tu sampai bila-bila pun kita akan dapat manfaatnya. Okay, itu je lah kalau saya kongsi kan. Tapi time management tu kena sendiri lah. Macam mana nak arrange kan. Saya pun nak bagi tahu susah juga. Sebab saya pun kadang buat je, saya Sabtu Ahad pun buat. Hari cuti pun buat. Kan kalau ada masa lah. Okay. Tak tahulah mungkin saya anak dah besar kot. Jadi tak sibuk sangat. Mungkin orang lain tu sibuk kan. Dengan urusan anak apa semua tu. Jadi kalau tak boleh buat kat rumah, kena buat kat office. Macam tu lah. Kan?
Dan Prof sharekan 3 perkara lah yang saya kalau boleh recall, niat, kemudian time management dan kena passion lah, ada passion tu itu penting. Okay Prof, ada satu soalan Dr. Shu, dia nak tanya tapi background dia bising, dia kata apakah proses ringkas, dia kata mungkin takut dah, mungkin Prof boleh summarizekan lah proses ringkas untuk membuat buku yang boleh digunakan untuk subjek mengikut garis panduan fakulti. Adakah syarat-syarat tertentu yang perlu diikuti? Yang pertama. Yang kedua, bagaimana hendak mencari penilai buku? Berapa kos minimum yang kita perlu ada untuk penerbitan sebuah buku?
Okey, prosesnya tak susah untuk buku ni. Tapi dulu kita ada textbook daripada fakulti kan. Yang itu kena melalui fakulti lah. Kan maknanya kita mohon melalui fakulti untuk publish buku teks melalui fakulti. Lepas tu dia ada proses lah jawatan kuasa nanti kan. Dia akan melantik penilai tu. Yang tu kosnya fakulti lah. Kan. Setakat penilai itulah. Dari segi publication nanti, saya tak tahu sekarang ni adakah masih lagi di bawah fakulti ataupun bawah penerbit. Kalau dulu semua bawah penerbit. Itu cara yang kita boleh guna textbook lah. Tapi kalau buku textbook fakulti dia kena ada kod khusus tersebut. Dalam dalam muka depan lah, cover, front cover of the book tu kena ada code of the subject. Saya biasa saya tak buat begitulah. Saya terus macam tadi lah. Saya terus melalui hantar manuskrip tu melalui e-kalam tu. Kita ada sistem e-kalam yang Yusuf Press buat tu. Tapi memang buku itu akannya adalah menjadi reference book lah. Kan, buku rujukan kepada pelajar. Yang itu kita hantar terus lah. Manuskrip tu prosesnya, nantikan penilai itu semua Yusuf Press yang akan buat. Kita tak payah fikirlah. Kan, tapi yang risau pun penilai itulah. Ada penilai yang mungkin lambat kan. Ada penilai yang lebih strict. Ada penilai yang lebih ni. Jadi itu semua Yusuf Press yang akan buat. Dari segi lantikan penilai yang buat. Jadi kita nanti kena betulkan balik lah. Berdasarkan komen penilai tu. Ya, lepas tu hantar balik yang dah adjusted version tu. Lepas tu dia akan buat English editing lah, apa format, semua benda dia akan buat. Index tu semua dia akan buat. Cost of publication pun gunakan bajet daripada penerbit lah. So yang tu kita tak payah risau. Kita hanya ada teks tu je. Manuskrip itu saja. Tapi kalau nak melalui proses textbook daripada fakulti ni, dia kena ada jawatan kuasa nanti melantik penilainya, kosnya mungkin fakulti lah. Kan, fakulti yang publish lah. Dulu kita ada YTI dulu. Kan, saya dulu pernah jadi editor juga untuk buku yang pertama kan, YTI tu. Masa tu Penizami Iqbal kan. Jadi dia punya chair ni. Yang tu kita guna duit bajet daripada YTI. Tapi masa tu proses tak lama. Dalam 3-4 bulan kita dapat publish. Okay, masa tu tak ramai sangat. Lepas tu kita guna bajet kita. Masa tu Yusuf Press dia sukalah. Kita pakai bajet sendiri kan. Tidak pakai bajet dia. Tapi kalau pakai bajet Yusuf Press ni, kita tak payah keluar duit apa-apa. Still buku tu buku rujukan ataupun buku reference. Kan? Yang bukan saya boleh guna oleh pelajar kita, tapi pelajar luar juga. Kan? Macam buku saya tu ada je orang UKM college, university college yang guna kan. Okey. Lepas tu memang tak perlu apa-apa modal lah daripada kita sebenarnya. Buku itu saja kos kita. Kan. Yang tu yang sebenarnya tak banyak kos dah keluar ni. Kan. Yang tu. Tapi kalau textbook melalui fakulti tu memang dia kena ada apa ni? Dia kena ada kod lah, kod khusus. Tapi ada juga pensyarah yang buat sendiri. Kan, dia buat proses sendiri kan. Tanpa tu terbit sendiri. Yang itu pun tak ada nilai. Sebab dia akan menjadikan sebab orang akan baca buku kita. Bila orang baca, banyak kesalahan dan kesilapan tu akhirnya dia akan tarnish our image juga lah sebagai akademik kan. Sebab kita berhati-hatilah melalui proses yang betul-betul inilah proper lah. Kalau University Press tu memang tak ada isu lah kan, kualiti akan dijaga. Sebab jaga kualiti tu lah kadang-kadang sometimes jadi sampai 2 tahun kan. Biasa average kalau University Press 2 tahun lah. Hari ni kita ada publish, hantar hari ni Rabu ni 2023 lah baru publish. Lama tu menunggu tu. Prosesnya dindong, hantar sini kita kena ubah, lepas tu dia hantar sana, dia ubah lagi, ubah sini, macam-macam. Kena sabar tadi kan, passion. Sebab tu kalau nak buat jangan buat satu, buat banyak-banyak. Kan? Supaya tu siap dulu, kita boleh betulkan. And then next time tu kita betulkan lain. Jadi benda tu continuous. Kalau kita hantar satu saja, kan nak tunggu 2 tahun lambat lah. Tak sabar ni tarik. Kan ada juga orang yang tarik kan. Dia hantar DBP, dia orang bahasa tu 3 tahun dia tarik. Saya hantar je tak apa. 4 tahun. Dia orang bahasa dan pustaka. Kan? Lama dia, proses dia tu. Tapi itulah proses publication buku macam itulah. So ada prosesnya, kalau tak nak guna duit apa-apa, terus melalui e-kalam tu. E-kalam tu dalam sistem ada. Melalui unit UC Press, tapi lambat sikit lah proses dia tu. Kalau nak buat melalui
publish banyak tulis sentiasa kan, nak keluar satu pun jenuh jugalah.
Okay. Dia punya kekangan. Tapi kalau ada grant, tapi lagi satu kalau ada grant pun boleh melalui grant kan. Kalau kita nak pakai skim daripada UC Press ni yang 5,000 dia bagi ni, kita boleh pakai kita punya own grant lah. Guna ada bajet, kalau kita ada vote tu ada lebih, kita publish buku. Ramai pun yang buat perkara tu. Itu pun penerbit sukalah. Kita tapi kena masukkan terus lah. Penilai tu berapa upah penilai kan. English editing siapa yang akan buat, proofread nanti berapa charge-nya, kena masuk dalam kertas kerja tu. Yang tu kita pakai grant kita. Kalau tak tahu nak guna kan duit grant tu kan, boleh publish buku. So banyak juga benefit tu. Kan. So banyak cara lah sebenarnya. Nak ada duitnya tak pakai duit langsung pun boleh. Nak yang ada duit pun boleh, yang nak melalui fakulti pun boleh. Tapi fakulti ni bajet terhad lah sekarang ni kan. Bajet pun tak bagi dah ni. Tapi pilihan tu banyak. Okay.
Itu bercakap tentang lambat tu kan, ni soalan daripada Dr. Nurul tadi. Prof kata kalau macam lambat kita boleh gunakan grant. Okey, jadi sebab Dr. Nurul kata lambat tu kadang-kadang disebabkan penerbit lah, kena queue dan sebagainya. Selain daripada guna grant, mungkin apa lagi cadangan-cadangan lain? Sebab kalau support daripada fakulti pun agak limited lah dengan keadaan sekarang ni. Dari grant, bajet daripada fakulti, lagi mungkin ada lain?
Okey, sebabnya yang lambat tu kadang-kadang penerbit ni saya rasa tidak lambat sangat. Lambat dia penilai tu. Dia hang kat penilai tu. Kadang-kadang penilai tu mengambil masa yang lama. Kan? 3 bulan, 4 bulan dia bawa hantar kan. Jadi benda itu yang jadi proses lambat tu. Lepas daripada penilai tu, biasa penerbit dia cepat je, tapi penilai tu yang jadi lambat. Sebab tu kalau kita pakai grant tadi, kita boleh lantik penilai kita. Kita tahu orang ni cepat kan. Jadi kita lantik dia. Ada surat lantikan dengan bayaran, maka proses tu lebih cepat lah. Itu dengan grant lah. Kan? Dengan grant yang ada duit lah. Kalau grant kita sayang, tak nak pakai duit, melalui fakulti lah tadi. Ataupun kalau dulu kita ada YTI tu, boleh juga. Kan? Ataupun kita kata melalui itulah, kalau tak nak duit, kena melalui UC Press lah. Dia tak ada cara lah. Kan? UC Press. Tapi lambat tu lah. Itu proses makan masa lah sebab dia kena queue banyak. Queue banyak tak apa, dia cepat je dia punya ni. Kalau yang skim yang saya buat ni, skim publication ni kan, tak lama juga, berapa bulan je. Dia kadang nasib juga kan, publish ni, kadang nasib cepat, dia cepat juga. Kalau lambat, dia lambat. Kan, proses dia cepat. Kita hantar tu ngam jawatan kuasa baru bermesyuarat. Lambatlah proses balik tu. Dia nak panggil meeting tu mungkin 4 bulan lagi. So kita punya manuskrip 4 bulan dah habis. Menunggu apa ni? Penilai manuskrip pula 3-4 bulan, setahun dah situ. Tapi kalau kita hantar manuskrip tu bulan depan baru nak meeting kan, ngam-ngam masuk kita punya manuskrip. Terus lantik penilai tu, penilai pun cepat pula. Sebulan je dia dah respon. Kan, dia pun accept. Tak banyak komen pula. Kita buat betulan cepat, hantar. Jadi sebenarnya proses tak akan jadi cepat. Kalau kena cara lah. Sebab tu kita ada ni, kita dah hantar. Kita jangan tunggulah. Tapi of course ada buku saya sendiri pun ada cepat, ada yang lambat. Kena sabar lah. Kan? Kalau tak sabar tu, jadi tension juga. Kan? Sebab lama 2 tahun ni. Tunggu 2 tahun, 3 tahun, 2 tahun setengah. Kan? Dia macam-macam kan. Sebab kadang-kadang penilai pun mengambil peranan juga. Kita dah betulkan macam mana komen dia, kita hantar kat dia, tak setuju lagi. Nak lagi, nak lain lah. Kan? Kita hantar lagi, nak lagi benda lain. Jadi susah juga. Kan? Jadi kita kena ikut. Sebab penerbit dia akan ikut komen penilai. So kalau penilai tu dia komen base macam tesis PhD, habislah kita. Sebab benda tu berbeza, buku dengan tesis menilai tu lain. Jadi kalau dia menilai macam tesis PhD, habislah. Kan? Letih kita. Kan? Macam itulah proses dia tu. Tapi banyak cara lah tadi.
Masih ada ruang lagi, maksudnya boleh lah kalau kita dapat follow bila time meeting dia, kita hantar melalui e-kalam tu.
Yang tu lagi bagus.
Dapat tahu bila dia meeting. So insyaAllah dapatlah cepat juga. Dan penilai tu tak cerewet. So
itu.
Okay. Alright, ada lagi soalan pada petang ini? Okay. Alright Prof, rasanya kalau tak ada apa-apa soalan lagi, saya ucapkan bagi pihak fakulti, ucapkan terima kasih kepada Prof kerana sharing pada petang ni. Jadi saya rasa topik pada petang ni juga harapnya dapat menambah semangat kita lah untuk buat publication, not only in terms of book writing ni kan, tapi juga publication secara umum lah. Okay, kalau boleh saya simpulkan, nak publish ni memang dia perlukan determination actually. Jadi macam tadi Prof sebut, niat tu kena, time management tu yang ni paling out bagi saya lah. Dan juga yang time management, kemudian itu adalah perkara-perkara penting untuk kita publish, termasuk dengan kita ada passion lah. So dalam bidang ni rasanya dah tak boleh kata tak nak publish lagi, sebab dah ditakdirkan kita dalam career ni jadi publishing tu kira salah satu daripada kita punya core business lah untuk sebagai academician. Jadi itu sahaja untuk petang ni. Sekali lagi terima kasih kepada Prof kerana untuk sharing pada petang ini, dan terima kasih juga kepada rakan-rakan semua yang dapat hadir pada petang ni. InsyaAllah saya akan sharekan linknya kepada mereka yang di luar fakulti. Saya akan sharekan melalui TDPI masing-masing. Dan saya di-sharekan tadi di ruangan chat link untuk mengisi kehadiran anda semua. Okay, kita sudahi event kita pada petang ini dengan surah Al-As dan juga tasbih kifarah. Okey, terima kasih semua. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum semua.
Ya, terima kasih.